She's supposed to be a manager of all these artists, but it be wild as fuck.
Okay, now let's get the timer going. All right, you ready? What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to EQUO. It has been such a long time, but it's good to see you today. This is such a full circle moment. I am so honored to be sitting here with someone that I knew was great back then, and they're still doing great right now. Here we have Branden Adams Photography sitting with Branden. Go ahead. What you got to say?
Hey everybody, it's Branden, the Branden Adams Photography, here with another EQUO magazine interview, running this one back.
Yes, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too.
Because like the first time it was like you're starting out, you were literally at the beginning of your career.
Just started here, yeah.
And it was at this same location, and you were just like, yeah, so this is how I got into it. And what got you to keep going? What got you to stay consistent with this?
Just all the affirmation that is what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? Either from clients or fans or other photographers reaching out, it just become clear to me that this is what I'm supposed to do, and there's something in me that helps me do it different than other people do it. So I can't betray that. I'd be unhappy if I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing anything else at this point, to be honest. So
that is crazy. So with this particular, because I do want to pinpoint and touch on ISOs as a studio, because they have shown you a lot of love.
Yes.
So what is that? What does that feel like? Because I know that fell into your dream, fell into your life, but what does it feel to have that bond and you know, just that relationship with them?
Man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be at that level in your industry or in your craft where you're collaborating with your peers instead of trying to compete or trying to get more business or do this, that, and the third, and you realize like there's enough room for everybody. So these guys, man, they show me a lot of love. They help me out with anything. SK just bought a book, or just made a book that I bought that I'm finna read, and he showed me a lot of love. You know, let me know if I have any questions, hit him up. These guys, they just always here for me. Anything I need, if I need to be at the studio late, if I need to be here early, if I want to paint the wall, I got the green light for anything. So they really, really help facilitate my craft and the security to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. And then I'll do what I can to get the link or whatever I can to the book that SK has.
No, for sure.
And we can definitely add that to the link below. So be looking out for that, because I would love to put that out there.
Oh, it's a short book, but it's got so much valuable information. That's what I like about it. You're not reading 200 pages. You know, it's very, 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 very
straight to the point.
Dense. You know what I mean? It's just, you're getting straight the information you need. So I'll definitely make sure you get the link.
Hello.
It's cheap. It's $20.
Oh,
right?
Come on now.
Yeah.
We can support that.
That's what I'm saying.
You can support that. Make sure, link below. You can
For
support
sure.
that. What is the biggest thing? Because I believe when we did EQUO last time, that was what, 2021?
Yeah, October, September, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago. So in those 2 years that you've been consistent and you've grown so much, what is the biggest thing or the greatest thing you think you've learned? And what is the thing that you learned that you wasn't expecting that might have hurt a little bit?
The greatest thing I learned, I would say, these past 2 years is you can't do it by yourself. And I say that to mean my focus has more so shifted to collaboration, finding the brands, the makeup artists, the stylists, the hairstylists, the models, and creating a shoot that so many people have their hands on, because it just elevates. When you have somebody there that's worrying about the hair and worrying about the makeup, you don't have to take on that additional responsibility as a photographer. So working with those kind of people have definitely helped elevate my craft by adding more to it, but it's also taken enough pressure off of me where I can be more focused on what I'm supposed to do and what I'm, assigned to do for whatever the day is, whatever the task, whatever the client wants. As far as, what do you say, the biggest disappointment?
Yeah, and I don't want to call it a bad thing, because we, like how we were having that discussion earlier, we don't really get really good and bad when it comes to learning who you are and all of that. But what is the biggest thing that you learned that? Oh, Navy, could you see if it's still filming? Why isn't the alarm going off? I feel like we've been on 10 minutes. So I'm like, wait, before it's still recording? Okay, cool. Oh, we only on like 5 minutes.
No, we're good. We're good.
So what was the biggest thing that you like, the thing that caught you off guard? Like, you learned it for what it was, but it hurt a little bit to learn that this comes with the business.
It's an interesting question. I would say you have to develop your own perception. You have to take people at face value. I say the biggest thing I've learned in these past few years is linking with a lot of people who, are either new faces to me or old faces, but whatever the case may be, a lot of people disappointed me because of what either they perceive or whatever they put out into the world, is different from the individual themselves. You know what I'm saying? It seems like there's a lot of people who are trying to put on a face or put on, a facade for the reaction they think they'll get. And the biggest disappointment for me has been several times falling into that and not being the wiser to the situation, and then getting to the day and it's like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? But in that space, I've also met great people who were the complete opposite of that, who, gives me someone to reach out to or collaborate with or work with that I know is consistent, timely, professional. And in a way, you have to find, think about if you're interviewing for a job and one person's gonna get the job, 50 people interview, and as a business owner, entrepreneur, you do that in your everyday life. You're always interviewing, figuring out who's gonna be around, who's gonna elevate your craft, who's gonna bring you down and needs to be kept at arm's length. So I guess it's just more so that lesson, and more specifically just being disciplined with the energy and the time you give to others. You know what I mean? And you got to protect that. You can't just give it. You know what I mean? You got to gauge, listen, okay, is it worth my energy? If it is, then cool, that's perfect. But if you'll take a second to listen and look beforehand, it'll be a little bit easier to make that decision before being somewhere uncomfortable or unprofessional or anything of the sort.
I love that. Actually, I just want to say I appreciate that message, because that is what I'm learning right now, and it's what I'm going through.
If I'm feeling this way, what are the people around me that are also doing the same things I'm doing? How do they feel, And it kind of, like, I might reach out to a model who don't get back to me, or a photographer, like, oh, can I come do this or shadow or this and the third, and they don't get back to me. And it's just kind of like, I've learned that that's how they protect their energy and their space, and, you can't say yes to every opportunity. So, that being said, if you're not getting a message back or you're not getting that communication you want, to stay true and do your thing, and people gonna see it, and this person will recognize, like, oh, so-and-so hit me up, and I've been seeing them doing their thing, like, let me work with them now. And it's just that aspect of showing yourself and letting this person know, or this person coming to find out rather, that, oh, this is a good situation, it won't be a waste of energy, we both gonna benefit, and we gonna make art from it, you know what I mean?
And I'm so glad you touched on that, because in this field, particularly the entertainment, I'm pretty sure it happens in all fields, but really, really in the entertainment field, you will not get a response, and it's not personal. Like, as much as you think it's personal, I have reached out to someone, hell, man, you have done it. Like, we'll write each other, and then the person will get back 3 months later, or the person is like 2, 4, 5 months later, because it's such a fast pace and kind of pick up. And sometimes you guys aren't on the same page. Like, but creativity, the beautiful thing about it is when it aligns beautifully. Oh, snap. Good catch. Okay.
Small break.
Small break.
How's everything from your perspective?
Pretty good, like.
Not even pictures, just some more like the interview is.
Oh yeah, it's going really well. It's going really well.
I try to be animated when I'm talking.
You gotta feed it, like.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Is it GIF or GIF?
I don't know.
Because I call it GIF.
You got a G.
I mean,
Go where you're celebrating, not where you're tolerating.
And listen, and just just a little antidote. Antidote. How you say that word?
Antidote.
Antidote.
Is it
Antidote.
Antidote. Look.
So,
Is
okay.
it still recording?
So, a quick antidote. I felt like more impactful than me finding the right people was me getting away from the wrong ones. You know what I mean? Because I felt like,
Fingers on that one.
imagine running a marathon with a weight vest. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not that you need better shoes or you need to train more or the track's bad. It's you got too much weight on your shoulders. You need to shed some of that dead weight, and now all of a sudden you feel like you can fly. And this is how it goes sometimes. You know, avoiding the bad energy is just as important as finding the good energy. So,
I want to say it's more important. If we really have to think about it, I think it's more important because you could be in a good space in your life around good people, but if you don't know how to avoid the bad, it could creep in and take over.
You're right.
I think it's more, but I love that you touched on that because it is so important. That is really important.
I think life will always reflect your decision making. You know what I mean? Like when you make a bad decision, you're gonna have bad circumstances. If you make a decision that you're not sure about, but then everything in your life starts going a certain ways, if God's smiling on you, then I know you are uncomfortable, but that was probably the right choice. You know what I mean? And even as people, and me personally, like being the kind of individual I am, I'd be feeling bad about having to not be around certain people no more. Like I feel guilty but at the same time you can't fall into that, because if you feel that way, like are these people gonna feel the same about you? You know what I mean? Anyway, it's just it's just a lesson in finding the right people and just finding your tribe and finding the people who are meant to help you elevate and that you can elevate with.
And it's really important when you have a vision, because I find that us creatives that have visions, we tend to be around people who don't. And it's kind of like we have to, I feel like God and life puts what?
I was going to say, those are the people that are most attracted to us.
Yes.
And that's more what it's like. It's not like we surround ourselves with them. It's just like they just come to us.
And we're so open and free because we are in love with who we are as a creative that we allow them in. And I feel like God and life lets that happen for us to see how important our vision is.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize my vision was that important until I was around others who didn't have one.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, but you guys don't want to do this, don't want to do this. And then I started seeking others who did have one, and then the way it would elevate my vision because I'm around others who are already there. So it's just like a building block, and then I realized, wow, there's certain people.
And look, when you're in a room with somebody who's finna drop a book, somebody who's finna go to London to do a wedding, whenever, when you're in rooms like that, you can't help but be motivated. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, for me personally, like I can't be the weakest link. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a room of bosses, like okay, bro, I gotta elevate. I can't be like I'm not little bro. Like
I'm right next to you right now, so respect that.
And if we're not there yet, I appreciate your company because it's gonna help me get there.
Exactly. My mindset, me being next to you lets me know that I can be you. That's how my mindset goes. And I'm like, if I'm not there already, how do I get there? I actually found myself this year liking being, the saying they say, if you're the strongest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Right, yeah. This year I've been actively seeking out being I don't want to say the weakest person in the room, but we're just going to use that terminology because it's the opposite of strong. Yeah. But I'm the least qualified person in the room. And I like that feeling because I'm a student to life. So I just want to learn. Like, that's it. You
don't get no better by sitting in your comfort zone and doing the things, hanging around with people who you're better than. Because everybody's looking up to you. What motivation is there to be better, elevate? Or there's a lot of people who are just happy to find some people like them who want nothing more than what they want.
Well, a lot of people are comfortable with being comfortable. And for those that have a leader mentality, they actually find themselves being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Right. It's a gift. Right. I be sitting here feeling like, all right, am I supposed to be doing something? Yeah. Let me look at my emails, and did I forget some edits? Like this day feels kind of like disturbingly free. Yeah.